Today, we're diving into tariffs. It's hot news, but I haven't seen anyone actually debate the issue, whether good or bad. So tonight, we explore both sides only on My Generation. Join us as we discuss how they'll impact industries, economies, and daily lives across Canada and the U.S., from softwood lumber to crude oil. These tariffs could reshape trade across the border. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anthony, Fraser, and Trevor, guys, I'm excited to be speaking with you today about the recent updates on Trump's tariffs on Canada. So from what I understand, it's 25%. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's being proposed. Now, obviously, discussions are saying that it could change. We don't know. But if this were to hit Canada, how catastrophic would it be, Anthony?
Quite catastrophic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's millions of jobs on the line. There's cost of living pressures on the line. My business is real estate. That's my small business. What happens when 3 million people go out of work? Nobody's buying houses. The economy collapses. Housing prices go down. People's biggest assets are at risk. So that's my biggest concern right now with all this.
Trevor, I'm curious to ask you, you come from a unique background of manufacturing, being in the manufacturing business, dealing a lot with America, and you guys do a lot of business with the States.
Yes.
Why is this happening? I mean, if you do so much business with the States, it seems like you guys would be good friends, no?
Yeah, I think the main reason behind this is a bigger overarching thing that the Americans are looking to achieve and rebalance global trade. And I think the two partners that they're planning on trading with first is Mexico and Canada. And then they're eventually going to carry this on to the rest of the world.
So, but why hurt those trade relationships? If those are your biggest trading partners, aren't we partners?
Yeah. Right now, the relationship that we have between the United States and Canada is not balanced. It's a 10-to-1 ratio, so we need them 10 times more than they do. For example, if you look right now, you have the premiers of Ontario all over the news saying, look what's happening. And right now, you haven't even heard one governor in the United States even make the news.
Right.
This isn't even making the news in the States, and this is a round-off error for them.
Yet we're sitting here freaking out.
Correct.
Fraser, from your end, you're obviously in manufacturing as well, and I was glad to get you guys on to hear both of your perspectives because I know you deal a lot with the States. What are your thoughts? How bad is this?
I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
I think it's just one crisis in a long list of crises for people. I'm more concerned about an overreaction, about it given the encouragement to just raise the prices, even if it doesn't affect you.
Right.
That sort of thing, creating uncertainty. Those are the things that really bother me.
Okay, so I hear this stat, and this freaks me out. There's 800,000 jobs in Ontario that are around manufacturing, or at least in Canada around manufacturing for sure. Typically, manufacturing jobs are 4-to-1 spinoff. So then that means that there's roughly 2.5 to 3.5 million jobs at risk if manufacturing gets absolutely squashed.
But we get that wrong all the time.
Okay, why?
Look at the amount of corporate welfare that happens for manufacturing jobs, the amount of handouts, and it's all debt financed by the Canadian taxpayer.
Really?
So maybe it's not quite as beneficial as we think it is.
Okay, so I get this stat here. Trevor Toome, professor at University of Calgary, along with other economists, said it would estimately affect our GDP permanently by 3%. Our debt to GDP ratio in Canada with a provincial debt combined is 108%. Now we're adding 3% to that, like that?
Yeah.
Is that not?
I think part of the problem is right now is that what we're failing to understand is that, and the Colombia thing was an example that happened over the weekend. On the weekend, the United States government slapped a 25% tariff or threatened a 25% tariff on Colombia if they didn't take the aircraft. Immediately, Colombia retaliated with 25. And what did Trump do within minutes? Here's 50%.
But how does that differ from steel and aluminum tariffs when Trump was first in office, and he goes and he places them, then Canada places retaliatory tariffs, and then Trump pulls back because American businesses were pressuring Trump to stop?
Well, where that change was when he first got into the United States, he didn't have the three branches of government in control. He didn't have the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. And right now, the entire United States is behind him.
Okay,
his approval rating is off the chain.
And that was the start, though, of inflation. It was at that time period, due to those tariffs, whether or not you were affected, it just became a reason to just raise prices. It's very hard to raise prices on people.
So, okay, wait, Anthony, from what I'm hearing from these guys is, basically you apply tariffs, it could hurt both countries in some capacity. Is that true?
Yes. But it's not
absolutely.
It's 10-to-1.
It's 10-to-1. Yeah. Okay, but now I'm so
fascinated. It's also not equal about who it actually hits.
But we have such a smaller economy than the United States.
Well, let me give you an example right now.
You got about 10 seconds.
This is real quick. GM Oshawa manufactures pickup trucks. Tomorrow, if tariffs go on to 25%, means those pickup trucks are now $25,000 more. Not a dealer in the United States is going to take delivery of any of those. That line makes a vehicle every 90 seconds.
I've got to cut you off there. We'll be right back to continue this discussion. Stay tuned.